Hello and welcome back to History Check, our recap show that covers our most previous session of our Bards and Nobles campaign that takes place every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/D&D Roll Call. In our most recent episode, we started with a bang. Literally. An unknown assailant had just shot Chet square in the chest and had then activated a symbol of silence, causing a 20-foot radius of silence to occur within the battlefield, making Chet and Morena fairly useless in this. But their new friend Hemnes and their good old trusty Sorn came to the aid and took care of a lot until Chet was able to dismantle the sigil and drop the silence, and then immediately started casting spells. After the battle, the group, taking Devon, went to a hospital to receive urgent care since there were no clerics or healers within the nearest vicinity. While there, they learned a new form of medicine, which much to their dismay was quite painful, but they were beginning the process of healing. After the hospital, they were invited by Devon to go and stay back at the castle because of the threat of danger to Chet's life as well as whoever else would be out there threatening the Stormbreakers. To accomplish this, they needed to go check out from the steam vents, and after they began to check out and collected their things, they ran into an old friend of Chet's, his uncle Agnesis, who was in a tizzy seeing Chet in such a disgruntled and dismayed situation, offered to come along with them until they went to their newest location, which happened to be where the group was going, to the capital castle underneath to meet with one of Agnes's friends. The ride over, though, was a little more awkward than the group would have liked. Because of the past situation between Devon and Agnesis, tensions grew until an accord was reached for Agnesis to go to the dungeons underneath the castle and await the upcoming meeting with the king to find an amicable solution to the problem and hopefully reconcile a debt with Devon and get Agnesis a lighter potential sentence, depending on how things go when they meet with the king. After that awkward scenario, the group was taken to the rooms where they had already previously stayed, but this time with a few slight adjustments. Sorn went back to his usual room, while this time Chet and Morena stayed together and had another wonderful evening together. Go check out the episode if you want to see how that went. The newest addition, Hemnes, didn't quite know what to make of a room that could become anything they wanted, so he offered to have it be made in the butler's preferred way, to which the butler was quite pleased, and so was Hemnes overall, and the group had a nice, quiet evening together. The next morning, Hemnes was visited by the one, the only Fox, who offered to get to know Hemnes and gave Hemnes more information on their previous ally, Cal, and the things that Cal had done in the past to give perspective on his relationship with the group. After sending out clones of himself to go and retrieve the group, Chet, being very quick-witted, convinced, and through a little bit of magic, convinced their butler to stay outside and not be instantaneously murdered by Fox. After Fox laid out that he'd be willing to help the group, you take care of Bellington, and if they were wanting to, take care of Keeper, the large clockwork dragon that was the monstrosity created by Bellington, the group said no. Plain and simple, didn't want to work with him, to which Fox said he would remember this and left without any real other problems. They were also informed that later in the day, they would be going to the royal paint room to have something painted, to go to the artists to see what they wanted, and they happily found Zulto, who would be their one only painter to give them a portrait of the current and past Stormbreakers, which was a nice heartfelt moment. They also, though, were able to strike another deal to get more bracelets since they had lost one and needed more of them. And so Zulto said, all right, I'll just add that onto the bill of whenever you go to the artificers to do the original task for the work I'd already completed. After that long and arduous process of getting the painting done, the group spent time together and ultimately went back to sleep. To which they each had their own dream. And within their dreams, Sorn fell into the great sky above the endless sea that he'd fallen to before, but this time he was caught by massive Jotunheim hands, and upon closer inspection, they were his own. But it was staring in a mirror where he was given more insight into the mythical runes that he had been given a book about. Chet was visited by his Nana, who assured him that he is lucky to be alive and that he should cherish and hold on to Morena as much as he can, because with him she is stronger and she takes care of him and makes him a better person. Hemnes was visited by visions of his own internal yin and yang ki, the dark and the light, becoming out of balance with the darkness consuming the light, but was stopped and quelled by the feel and pressure of his father, letting him know that he will always be there with him. And Morena was visited by visions of her feeling empowered, along with Chet by her side and the group being there, that she can finally rid herself of Ubrin, and she felt driven to accomplish this goal, to which they all leveled up. And that was the end of the session. So make sure to join us this Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/DND Roll Call. And remember, your history has been checked.